Hamas says it has launched rockets at Tel Aviv, prompting sirens to sound in the Israeli city for the first time in several months. But the Israeli military has said that 8 rockets were launched from the Rafah area in southern Gaza, where its forces have continued a ground assault despite an order from the International Court of Justice to halt operations there. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health in Gaza says at least 35 Palestinians were killed and dozens more were injured as a result of Israeli airstrikes on a camp in Rafah for displaced people. This as several European countries are actually slated to formally recognize the Palestinian state, which Israel opposes. This is going to happen on Tuesday, the same day the hostage and ceasefire talks are supposed to resume. But the rocket attack was seen as a show of military might from Hamas ahead of the negotiations.
Today, Hamas terrorists in Gaza fired 8 rockets at central Israel from Rafah, sending millions of Israelis to bomb shelters. Hamas launched these rockets from near 2 mosques in Rafah.
Joining us for a quick update from Ground Zero, we have with us Arab Affairs correspondent Aaron Singer from Israel TV. Thanks so much, Aaron, for joining us. Now, we are aware that 8 rockets have been fired. Has there been any damage or reports of any casualties so far? And was Israel caught unaware?
Hello. According to the latest reports, there was one report of light injuries northern to Tel Aviv in the city of Herzliya. But I must add that according to military sources, the latest launch of missiles from the city of Rafah in the Gaza Strip was something that the Israeli authorities were concerned about and had initial information or military information regarding to this launch. They are saying that the Hamas organization, and especially the missiles units, are doing are doing the best they can in order to use all the missiles they have in the Rafah area before the IDF is approaching this area. And as you probably know, the Israeli army, the IDF, is now launching or has launched a new military operation in the city of Rafah. And it seems that they are under pressure, and this is why they were launching these rockets to the city of Tel Aviv, on the city of Tel Aviv.
Well, we are well aware that Israel has just been ordered by the World Court to halt its military invasion of Rafah. Israel, though, says it wants to root out several Hamas battalions holed up in Rafah and actually rescue hostages it says are being held up in that area. But it's hard to ignore, Aaron, that Israel's war in Gaza has worsened the plight of civilians and caused an international outcry. How do you see this latest attack, though?
Well, if you ask Hamas, they are willing, or they would like the Israeli forces to get into Rafah for their own reasons. They want to show the world that Israel is not obeying the international law, that Israel is doing what it can when it's ignoring what the international community has to say about it. But I think that the fact that for the first time in 4 months, new missiles were launched towards the center of Israel, towards the main business center of Israel, to the Tel Aviv area. It's another proof why Israel is working so hard to get rid of Hamas in this specific area. But it's not the only objective. The Israeli army has said over and over again that the reason that the IDF was working so hard to get into Rafah is to find the Israeli hostages, the Israeli citizens who were kidnapped by Hamas and are being held there.
Right, Aaron, thanks so much for joining us with the latest update. The Ministry of Health in Gaza, meanwhile, has said at least 35 Palestinians were killed and dozens more were injured as a result of Israeli air attacks on a camp in Rafah for displaced people.